Hey guys, Frank here, and today another episode of Digital Classroom. And in the series, how did I shoot this one? You already see it, right? This is how I shot this one. Now, during the workshops, it's always nice to work with lighting. Now, in the workshops, I normally try to use lighting that everybody can afford or that everybody has at home. But sometimes you want something a little bit more creative. As you already saw in the previous videos, Nadine is pregnant, and that meant that during the workshop, we of course want to focus on being pregnant, but most of all, on getting unique shots. Because you can of course just shoot a pregnant woman with her belly in the frame, nice lighting and make that little heart, but let's be honest, those images everybody has. Every pregnancy is totally personal, and that's why we tried in this workshop to do 4 completely different sets, but still fitting that quirkiness of Nadine and of course of me. So for this setup, we decided we wanted something else. We have this big box in the studio, and it's actually big enough to fit in a model. We still had some balloons left from the first set, so we decided let's throw all the balloons in that box, let's put Nadine in there and maybe also Joni, and let's create some shots that focus on the pregnancy, but also that actually cover the belly, so we can also use those shots for something else. Now, lighting-wise, of course we can choose for something like, yeah, there we go, our quickie softbox, which I absolutely love. It's the Gobo. It aims the light straight forward, and with the grid you get that beautiful vignetting. Or maybe in a box like this, we can use something, ooh, like this. How do you like that one? The lantern, where the light just hits the set everywhere. Or you could go for something completely different. And that's why we choose the Lindsay Adler projector. Now, this is a so-called Gobo projector. Now, the Gobo projector you place in front of your normal strobe. Now, the nice thing about a Gobo projector is that you can mount a lens. Now, in this case, I'm using a very cheap Yongnuo lens, and it's a Canon mount. And the nice thing about it is it can fit every Canon mount lens for this projector. You can also, of course, choose to buy a converter from Canon to M42, and you can use your M42 lenses. The thing that you have to keep into mind is your aperture of your lens. This is before I make any mistakes, this is a 2.8, I believe, or sorry, a 1.8, and it means that it gives you a lot of light output. A projector like this eats light, so that means that you need a strong strobe, that's why we're using it on the GT400s, and you need a fast aperture on your lens. If you use something like a 5.6 lens, there won't be a lot of light left, so 1.8, 2.8 at a maximum. Now also the length of the lens is important. If you use a 135 lens, you will focus it all on a small area of your set. If you use a 50mm, you spread it out more, and with a 24mm you spread it out even more. Now the Gobo projector, of course, you can use with so-called gobos. Those are round, you put them in there and they create on your set, like for example a tree or a window. By using the lens, you can focus your image, and that's great. You can make it sharp or you can make it less sharp. This is actually one of the best things you can use on your backdrop, or if you want really stark lighting effects on your model. Now in this case we didn't use the Gobo. This one also has so-called blades. And with the blades you can create almost anything you want on your model. Well, round is a little bit difficult, but a square, a rectangle or maybe a triangle is no problem at all. And again, by using the focus, you can make that transition sharp or less sharp. As you can see in the images, I choose to create a rectangular light pattern on our model Nadine. Now, of course, when you create a rectangular light pattern and you make it really sharp, that means that everything else is totally dark. So you only have that beam of light on your model. And that's, of course, a shame for all those balloons. Now, the balloons are pink. And pink, let's call that for now magenta. And magenta is on the bottom part of our color triangle. And that means that red is on one side of magenta and blue is on the other. So I could opt, for example, to open up the shadows with just normal lighting, or I can use a red gel or a blue gel. In this case, we're using the omnidirectional dome from Rogue on our magnetic system, and I'm using a blue gel because the blue on the magenta, on the pink balloons just created a beautiful effect. Now the effect is of course way lower than your main light because you still want that main light to create that nice rectangular of light. You don't want it to disappear and just make it white light and blue filling. Focusing, well, we want it to be sharp but not too sharp. So I put it slightly out of focus and just aimed it on my model. So aim it at your model and tell your model to stay put like that. Now, some of the images we wanted to focus on our belly, so that's why we didn't have a balloon in front. And some of the images maybe we want to use later without the focus on the pregnancy. So that's why some shots you don't see the belly. Now, later on we decided it would also be fun to put Joni in the shot, maybe in the back. The problem is, however, that Joni was of course very dark. So that's why we moved our blue gel a little bit to the front. So it would also give some accent lighting to Joni. But then, well, Nadine is white light and Joni is blue light. We don't want that. So for the set with Joni, we're actually using our Rogue magnetic system and then the snoot. Now the nice thing about our snoot, let me show you very quickly, is that you can use it in different settings. So for example, this is very focused, a little bit less, even less, or more wide. So you have a few different setups you can use it for. The snoot I just aimed at Joni's face, and because we just put it down a little bit, you can see that it just spreads out nicely over his clothing and then it transforms into the blue accent lighting. In all essence, it's a fun shoot and it's great to work with a Gobo projector. But we can talk about it for hours, you know the drill. Let's look at the behind the scenes video of this shot with the Lindsay Adler projector. As you can see, a great setup and lots of fun with the projector. I highly recommend getting something like this just to play around with and create stunning lighting effects. Combine it with gels, oh man, the sky's the limit. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed these short tips. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Tell other people about our channel so we can grow and give you more content. And of course, smash the like and bell notification button so you will be notified when we release a new video. See you again next time. Bye, guys.